45-minute introduction. There we go. Okay.
Did you want to stay with me?
You think I ought to?
I think you should.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
What
all
the heck?
political.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good evening. Thank you all for being here. I've had a chance to shake hands and say hello to a number of you folks, and this is a wonderful city. I've never seen this man before, and I'm scared to death.
Good job.
I keep trying to get him to take off his overcoat, but I think he's probably wearing a dickie underneath it, and he'd be embarrassed to do that. I am very pleased to be here. I was asked to make some remarks about a book I wrote. What was that? Was that you? No. I wrote a book called Known and Unknown.
Great book.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. And I spent a long time figuring out what to call it. And the title, it's not easy. And I had a friend named Herman Kahn, who was kind of had a monopoly on the gene pool. Very brilliant man. He's gone, but he had a technique where he'd take a piece of paper, draw a line across, and then he would put all the ideas he had on there for something, and if he thought about it and didn't like the one above the line, he'd put it below the line. He didn't lose it, he kept it. And then he'd put another one below the line. And then a week later he'd look at that list, and he'd see something below the line that he liked, and he'd bring it back up. So I did that with the title of the book. And I had everyone make suggestions and everything else. And finally I had only 2 names above the line and about 20 or 30 below the line. One of them came from a quote I gave in a press conference that there are known knowns, things you know you know. There are known unknowns, the things you know you don't know. But there are also the unknown unknowns, the things you don't know you don't know. And I decided, I was a little worried that that sounded kind of Orwellian. But I ended up picking it. The second choice, however, I still like. And it was, Dogs Don't Bark at Parked Cars. Now, you know, if you go into government or you do anything in life, if you do something, somebody's not going to like it. Somebody will like it, but somebody isn't going to like it. Well, if you do enough things that somebody doesn't like, people fuss at you. And I guess that's just the nature of the beast. And if you're going to do something, you've got to be willing to have some people not agree with everything you did. And if you're not comfortable with that, then you best not do anything. What a way to live a life. Can you imagine on your gravestone it said, he didn't do anything. But, my attitude was that there was, you have to be comfortable with dogs barking at parked cars. I ended up not using that one because someone reminded me of what dogs do to parked cars. And I thought that wasn't sufficiently elegant. Well, after I finished that, I decided to, I enjoyed it. It took me 4 or 5 years. And I also created a website because I digitized a lot of documents that contradicted kind of the narrative that was out there. And I thought if I was going to quote something in my book, and I knew the narrative was different out there, I best put a website up and have the entire document available so anyone who reads the quote can go and look at the entire document and see in fact that that's what happened. And it's had something like, I named it creatively Rumsfeld.com. But it's had over 45 million hits. I don't know quite what that means. Of course, I don't understand Twitter either, or Facebook or all that fancy stuff folks do today. But But 45 million times somebody has gone to a site on that website and punched something in. So it's been well worked. After I finished it, I had over the decades collected thoughts. It started out, my mother was a school teacher, and someone used a big word that I didn't know, you know, like television or delicatessen or something like that. And she said, well, write it down and look it up, and at the end of the week, read it. And I still carry my mom's long gone, but I still carry my 3x5 cards. And pretty soon I was not just writing down words, but I was writing down thoughts or concepts or ideas that somebody said, or mistakes I made, where I'd trip in a pothole and decide, gee, I don't need to trip in that pothole again. At least I could do is make original mistakes. And so I collected these things kind of in a shoebox and eventually in a file. And one day, President Gerald R. Ford, who, as you'll remember, is the only man in our history who never was elected president or vice president. And he came into office never having been an executive, just a legislator, which is a notably different.
Someone's in here.